Hey guys, so welcome back. We're at MB-6 at the moment. Big floodgate map, and not a particularly ideal one because we get to deal with new enemies that make life far more difficult than it probably should be. So this is the group I'm taking. So we've got one AoE sniper, the rest are pretty standard. I'm bringing a ranged 2-block guard. You don't have to bring one, but I would at least bring one 2-block guard. That's sort of kind of the important part. I'd steer clear of single block guards, and you'll see why in a moment. So we're going to put our first vanguard down right smack bang in the middle. And we're going to put a second one down right here. So this big enemy in the center is the one we're a bit concerned about. I'm just going to say we're a bit concerned about. Now, when his bindings break, he will activate, well, not activate, unshackle everything else. So enemies that wouldn't normally be unshackled on their own accord, this wonderful fellow will do it for you. Also, your floodlights are down the bottom here, so be mindful of them. They're in places where you may miss them. So yeah, just do your best. So block the middle lane first, that's the important part, and then work around that from there. So sort of work around where you want to put your AoE sniper. So I'm going to put my AoE sniper up the top here where I've got Gaviel at the moment. So I want that AoE sniper to be healed. So I'm going to whack Gaviel there so she can heal them. So here comes our first big fellow. And I'm just going to be mindful of when he breaks for the first time because everything else is going to be unbroken from there. So here comes his first break. There goes everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to leave him. I'm going to swap out to an actual defender. And then I'm just going to completely play it all by ear. So obviously he's going down perfectly, I can't complain. The only thing I can complain about is the healing on Cardigan, but she seems to have gone okay. So I'll just use that skill. Now I'm gonna pull out. I'm also gonna do a swap here. Use Armia's skill, and I'm gonna re-lock up that guy because I want Armia to get him down. I use Hibiscus' skill. Top up Cardigan. Now, with the amount of stuff you see on this map, normally you'd think I would suggest bringing an AoE caster. It really depends on which AoE caster. If you're bringing Gitano, I would say yes. Outside of bringing Gitano, I would probably say no, simply because you're going to struggle off anything in the middle lane, and that's not what you want. So once again, this guy, he's activated. That's... Getting him down is going to be an interesting issue. Just on the basis of how he works. So I've got the second one in there, so I'm using that skill. These guys I'm not concerned about because they're going to go straight for Cardigan. I'll use that anyway, just to slow them down a bit. At this point, I can get rid of Beagle and I can start putting in other operators to deal with that problem. I thought I saw Armia swinging, obviously not. So yeah, just start deploying operators that help you out at this point in time. This fellow with the door, he's probably not going to help you or anybody else out for that matter. Oh. I was hoping Melantha would be able to get him too. So just keep him locked up the whole time you can, and obviously just work around it. Again, it's just one of those enemies that you've just got to, unless you're bringing in a second caster to deal with this side as well, it's just one of those operator choices that you've got to deal with. But that's it, guys. Obviously, you can bring second long-ranged sniper, so Shirayuki, for example, is fantastic on this map because the skill 2 does arts damage. But you're kind of restricted with how many units you can place down, especially in wide maps like this. You only really need to keep the middle lane tanked heavily for a short period of time. And it also depends on where your healers are as well. So those are things to keep in mind on this map. As you can see, what I've done here works. But if you plan to bring different operators, it may have different effects. Like obviously if you bring 2 long-range snipers. So I didn't bring Shirayuki in this example, but had I brought both Catapult and Shirayuki, things probably would have been a lot simpler, just on the basis of you'd have 2 long-range targets shooting the whole side the whole time. But it's really down to what you guys have. If you're a new player and you don't have Shirayuki yet, well, this plan that I've done here is something that you may need to consider doing as opposed to bringing the 2 long-range snipers. So if you are new and you are using weaker operators, then yeah, just make use of these spotlights. I mean, I don't use them because I don't really have a need to, but yeah, if you're a newer player, then make use of them. They're there, they're tools. I mean, you get no bonus for not using them. So yeah, good luck guys. I hope to see you for the next video.